All right, guys. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday. Got some more questions about the tiny houses in Mount Shasta. How's that pushing along? So I'm here just to give you an update. First off, everything in the city takes a while for it to do anything in any city. And then the county is even worse. It gets slower than that. So as much really good work that Mount Shasta has done, it's about as fast as it can possibly be done. So the next biggest thing is that we gathered information from the Tiny House Association president that wrote all the ordinances for all the major cities down south. Had a nice Zoom call with them and all the rest of the staff. And we have to make some legally wording modifications. So they just passed a new law in the tiny house world, which is last year. And they said it's no longer called tiny house, it's called movable tiny house. Weird. But now we have to upgrade our ordinance to match statewide and 50 states wide correct wording. And then we had a manufacturers meeting when we went to go see Cottonwood at Forever Tiny Home. And we got their input about how to make the ordinance even stronger and easier for them to manufacture tiny houses so that we can have them. So we took all those notes, gave it to the city planner, organized all the notes, and now I think the next planning commissioner, maybe we already did it. No, I don't think we did. I think it's next week, Tuesday. We're going to present all the information about upgrading the tiny house ordinance to make it stronger. Planning Commission only meets once a month. City planning, luckily for us, city council, luckily for us, we meet twice a month. There's a lot of cities that only meet once a month for city council. So again, if your stuff doesn't happen this month, it's a whole nother month. That means there's only 12 opportunities to push your ordinance through. And so that's where we're at. Next Tuesday is the monthly Planning Commission, which should be on top of the agenda to discuss about upgrading the ordinance language to make it stronger. Then I think, I'm not sure yet, but I think we might need to go to City Council and take a vote and get their approval to upgrade it. Maybe. If not, that means we're just way faster, and we can take it to the city of Weed, take it to the city of Dunsmuir, city of Wairika, and now they can full-blown copy and paste the strongest tiny house ordinance in Siskiyou County. It's already strong. We're just going to make it stronger. So this alchemy takes time, and that's okay. The other thing is that we have other pieces of land that we're working with the city for, but that also takes a while for it to be taken off of their list, their in-city list, and then put out there to the marketplace. Then you have to put it at market price. Then you have to have some kind of like auction to make it fair for other people to also purchase this land. It's a process. So that discussion is slowly moving forward. The other thing is that the landing down south of Mount Shasta, South Mount Shasta, the landing is starting up there. I think it's like 3 public hearings, 4, something like that, where they want to hear what the people want. And there's already big, strong discussions about having a tiny house village there at the landing in South Mount Shasta. And so I'm going to gather everybody for tiny houses when those reviews come up for public comment of what they want to see. And then I'm going to push everybody over there to speak and say, we want a tiny house village, we want a tiny house village, etc., etc., etc. And those 3 things are probably the major things. Upgrading the ordinance, moving from city land into a marketplace so that we can get inside city land, a tiny house prototype pilot program is what we're discussing it. And we're also discussing it with the city planner in order for us to chop it up in a way that people can own the tiny house on wheels and the land. So each person would have their own address, their own own meter, their own title, their own stuff. So that's also a process. None of this stuff is fast, but we've already talked about it, so at least it's faster. And then lastly, the landing. Public comment is coming around with the powers group to put up mixed zoning, commercial plus residential plus, it's mixed use. And then those public hearings for what the people want is coming. And when they do, we're gonna go yell that we want tiny houses. So that's the update on tiny houses on wheels in Mount Shasta.